You probably think your daily vitamins are protecting your health. After all, they're sold in pharmacies, recommended by doctors, and praised on health blogs. But what if I told you that 4 of the most common supplements men take after 60 may be doing the exact opposite? Instead of boosting your energy, improving your blood flow, or supporting your drive, they could be silently draining you, weakening your stamina, stiffening your arteries, and dulling your desire. And the worst part? You might never notice the damage until it's already done. And Dr. Laura Berman, a men's health specialist with over 20 years helping men over 60 stay sharp, strong, and intimate. In my clinic, I've seen a troubling pattern: men who eat clean, stay active, and take their supplements religiously, but still feel exhausted, numb in their hands and feet, or disconnected from the drive they once had. At first, it didn't make sense. These weren't unhealthy men, they were doing everything right. But when we dug deeper, we found a quiet saboteur hiding in plain sight: their supplements. Yes, those little capsules in your bathroom cabinet might not be supporting your health at all. In fact, they could be slowly tearing it down. Certain vitamins, especially in high doses or taken without proper guidance, don't just become useless, they start working against your body. They clog your circulation, disrupt your hormone signals, and wear out your organs. And once you cross 60, your body becomes more vulnerable to this overload. What once helped you in your 40s might now be sabotaging your strength without a single warning sign. But this isn't a scare tactic, it's a wake-up call. Today, I'll expose the 4 worst vitamin offenders for senior men, the ones that chip away at your energy, your performance, and your vitality. I'll show you how they damage your body, how to spot the red flags, and most importantly, what to take instead. So if you care about reclaiming your stamina, sharpening your mind, and restoring what aging tried to take from you, stay right here. And before we dive in, do this for yourself: hit subscribe and turn on notifications. If any of this is already ringing true, type a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let me know what questions you have. Either way, you might just help another man catch this early. Let's get into it, starting with the one vitamin that nearly every senior is told to take, yet could be slowly working against your circulation and sexual vitality. Vitamin D, the so-called sunshine vitamin, is one of the most recommended supplements in the world, especially for seniors. Doctors push it, pharmacies promote it, and wellness gurus swear by it. You've probably heard it helps your bones, boosts immunity, and even lifts your mood. And in the right amounts, it absolutely does. But here's what most men don't know. When it comes to vitamin D, more isn't better, and for men over 60, too much can quietly wreck your body from the inside out. Unlike vitamin C, which your body flushes out if you get too much, vitamin D is fat-soluble. That means it gets stored in your liver, your fat cells, your tissues. So if you're taking daily doses on top of fortified foods and multivitamins, it can slowly build up to toxic levels over time. And once it does, the effects can be devastating. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, a 75-year-old man who came into the clinic looking like a shell of who he once was. He complained of overwhelming fatigue, nausea, and mental fog. His family said he hadn't been himself in weeks. He was forgetful, dehydrated, even struggling to hold a conversation. Turns out, he'd been receiving high-dose vitamin D3 injections for months, over 4 million IUs in total. When we checked his blood levels, they were 6 times the upper safety limit. His calcium was dangerously high. His kidneys were failing. His parathyroid hormone, responsible for balancing calcium and phosphorus, had completely shut down. He didn't overdose on drugs or alcohol. He overdosed on a vitamin he trusted. When vitamin D gets too high, it doesn't just affect your bones, it disrupts almost every major system in your body. First, your blood calcium shoots up. That calcium doesn't just float around, it starts hardening your arteries, damaging your kidneys, and throwing your hormones out of sync. One of the first casualties? Testosterone. Here's how it works. Your brain's hormone control center, the pituitary gland, senses the chaos and slows down luteinizing hormone production. That's the signal your body uses to make testosterone. Without that signal, your testosterone drops, and with it goes your drive, your strength, and your energy. At the same time, the excess calcium stiffens your blood vessels, limiting blood flow where it matters most. Yes, down there. The result? Sluggish circulation, weaker arousal, and fading stamina. And it doesn't stop there. With your nervous system disrupted, you start to feel foggy, moody, and tired. Sleep quality drops. Muscle function weakens. Motivation slips. It's a total system breakdown, and it all started with just a vitamin. Here's what makes this even scarier. Most men have no idea how much vitamin D they're really taking. It's in your multivitamin, your bone health blend, your immunity booster, and then there's the extra capsule you take at night. Some of those pills contain 10,000, even 50,000 IU per serving, 10 to 60 times the recommended amount for seniors. And studies show some of them contain more than the label says. The safe upper limit for men over 60? Just 4,000 IU per day. Most men only need 1,000 to 2,000 IU if their blood levels are low. But without a test, you're flying blind. Before you pop another pill, get a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. It's simple, cheap, and could save you from months or years of unnecessary damage. Because sometimes the thing you trust most is the one that quietly works against you. If vitamin D silently builds up and disrupts your circulation, vitamin B12 poses a very different kind of threat, one that overstimulates your system from the inside out. It's the energy vitamin, the one you'll find in almost every multivitamin, senior blend, and so-called vitality shot on the market. For years, it's been promoted as a must-have for older adults. And yes, B12 is critical for nerve health, brain function, and red blood cell production. But here's the catch: in excess, especially in synthetic form, B12 can backfire hard. Many men over 60 are told they're deficient in B12 because absorption decreases with age. That's true to a point. But in trying to correct the problem, millions of seniors end up taking massive doses, sometimes 500 to 5,000 micrograms per day, without understanding the consequences. To put that in perspective, the daily requirement for most adults is just 2.4 micrograms. That means many supplements are delivering over 200 times what you actually need. Every single day. What happens when your body is hit with that kind of overload? For one, your nervous system doesn't know how to handle it. B12 in ultra-high doses, especially the synthetic form called cyanocobalamin, can cause jitteriness, heart palpitations, headaches, and anxiety-like symptoms. I've had patients come in thinking they were having panic attacks or early signs of heart trouble, only to discover they were simply overstimulated from the supplements they thought were helping. Even more alarming, new research has linked excessively high B12 levels in the blood to increased risk of cancer in older adults, particularly lung and prostate. While the evidence is still emerging, it's enough to raise serious questions about blind supplementation. And because B12 is stored in the liver and muscle tissue, those sky-high levels don't always drop quickly when you stop taking it. They linger. Here's another problem. Most doctors measure your serum B12, but that doesn't tell you how much your body can actually use. You might show high levels on a test, but still have symptoms of fatigue or numbness, because synthetic B12 isn't easily converted into the active form your cells need. That's why many functional medicine experts now recommend methylcobalamin, a natural, bioavailable form of B12 that's gentler on the body and less likely to build up. What makes this trap even more dangerous is how sneaky it is. B12 is everywhere: energy drinks, breakfast cereals, immunity shots, protein powders, multivitamins. You think you're taking 1 or 2 pills a day, but in reality, you could be unknowingly stacking hundreds or even thousands of micrograms on top of each other. And unlike caffeine or sugar, the overstimulation from B12 is harder to pin down. It shows up as general restlessness, poor sleep, racing thoughts, tight chest, or even skin breakouts, symptoms most men chalk up to stress, aging, or something they ate. But what if it's not your lifestyle? What if it's your vitamin? Bottom line, more B12 doesn't mean more energy, especially after 60. Before you reach for another tablet, ask yourself, do you really need it, and in what form? If you're not actively deficient, or your doctor hasn't recommended it, there's a good chance you're doing more harm than good. Up next is a supplement nearly every senior man takes, especially those worried about their bones. But few realize it's also one of the worst for your heart and your manhood. If vitamin B12 overstimulates and vitamin D overloads, calcium brings a different kind of danger, one that clogs, hardens, and silently chokes off your circulation. Most men think of calcium as harmless. Necessary, even. It's marketed as the key to strong bones and healthy aging. But here's the truth few doctors talk about. For many men over 60, calcium supplements may be doing far more harm than good, especially when it comes to your heart, your blood flow, and your sexual vitality. The danger isn't in calcium itself, it's in how much you take, how it builds up, and where it ends up. Calcium from whole foods like leafy greens, sardines, and almonds is generally safe and well regulated by your body. But calcium supplements, especially in high doses or combined with vitamin D, can flood your bloodstream with more than your body can handle. And that's where things start to go wrong. Here's what happens. When there's too much calcium in the blood, your arteries absorb the excess. Instead of staying flexible and elastic, able to expand and pump blood efficiently, your blood vessels start to harden. The inner lining calcifies, becoming stiff and brittle. And that stiffness doesn't just affect your heart. It restricts blood flow everywhere, including the pelvic region. Translation? Poor circulation, colder extremities, and yes, weaker erections. Even worse, research has shown a direct link between calcium supplementation and increased risk of heart attacks in older adults, especially men. A study in the journal Heart found that men who took calcium supplements were nearly twice as likely to suffer a heart attack compared to those who didn't. Why? Because the calcium wasn't going to the bones, it was lodging in the arteries. I've seen this firsthand in men who come in with excellent bone density but terrible circulation. They're taking 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily, sometimes more, without ever checking their blood levels or dietary intake. And often, they're stacking it unknowingly. A multivitamin in the morning, a bone health tablet after lunch, and an antacid chew before bed, each packed with calcium. Worse still, your kidneys have to work overtime to filter out the excess. Over time, this burden can lead to kidney stones, reduced kidney function, and imbalances in other critical minerals like magnesium and phosphorus, minerals essential for nerve signaling, muscle function, and blood vessel health. And here's something few people realize: calcium doesn't act alone. It competes with magnesium and vitamin K2, nutrients that help direct calcium into your bones and away from your arteries. Without enough of those cofactors, calcium ends up in the wrong place. That's how a supplement meant to protect your bones can actually increase your risk of stroke, heart disease, and vascular erectile dysfunction. So how much calcium do you really need? Most men over 60 require no more than 1,000 milligrams per day, and the majority of that should come from food. If you're eating dairy, leafy greens, seeds, or fish with bones, you're probably already getting enough. And unless your doctor sees evidence of deficiency or bone loss, there's rarely a reason to take calcium pills daily. Because here's the bottom line, calcium is like concrete. You need it in the right place, at the right time, and in the right amount. Otherwise, it doesn't strengthen your body, it stiffens it. Coming up next is a supplement that's marketed as a male vitality booster, but when overused, it can silently destroy your hormonal balance and energy. Zinc is often praised as the ultimate man's mineral. You'll see it in testosterone boosters, prostate health formulas, and nearly every men's multivitamin on the shelf. It's essential for immune strength, wound healing, and sperm production, and yes, your body absolutely needs it. But here's the uncomfortable truth, too much zinc, especially in supplement form, doesn't just cancel out the benefits, it can quietly sabotage your hormones, ruin your libido, and put your entire system off balance. That's because zinc works on a razor-thin margin. You need enough, but not too much. The sweet spot for men is around 11 milligrams per day. But most over-the-counter supplements deliver far more than that. I've seen products with 30, 50, even 100 milligrams in a single serving, doses that men are encouraged to take every single day. Stack that with a multivitamin, protein powder, or cold remedy, and you could easily triple or quadruple your intake without realizing it. So what happens when zinc levels climb too high? First, your copper levels start to crash. Zinc and copper are tightly linked. When zinc rises, copper drops. And that's a problem because copper is crucial for your cardiovascular system, nerve function, and hormone regulation. When copper gets too low, it leads to fatigue, brain fog, numbness in the limbs, and ironically, low testosterone. That's right, the very supplement marketed to boost your testosterone may, in excess, help shut it down. Overdoing zinc also interferes with HDL cholesterol, the good kind your body needs for heart health and hormone production. Long-term high-dose use can lead to immune suppression, poor wound healing, and even lower sperm quality. In fact, studies have shown that men taking high-dose zinc for extended periods can experience decreased semen volume and reduced fertility, something most men never suspect when they're just trying to boost performance. One patient of mine, a 68-year-old former bodybuilder, had been taking 50 milligrams of zinc daily for over 2 years, convinced it would keep his testosterone high and his immune system sharp. But instead, he came to me with complaints of numb fingertips, constant exhaustion, and erectile issues. His copper levels were nearly undetectable. His testosterone? Below average. After removing the excess zinc and balancing his minerals, his symptoms began to reverse, but it took months. Another red flag, zinc is often stacked with other virility compounds like tribulus, maca, fenugreek, and D-aspartic acid, blends that push the body into hormonal overdrive. The result? A short-term spike, followed by a long-term crash. That roller coaster effect can leave you feeling burnt out, irritable, and unmotivated. Now, zinc is important, especially if you're deficient, which is rare but possible in older men. But the solution isn't to megadose it just in case. It's to get tested, supplement only when needed, and always balance it with copper, magnesium, and a healthy diet. Shellfish, pumpkin seeds, and grass-fed beef are excellent natural sources that won't throw your system out of whack. Because here's the truth no one tells you: supplements don't exist in isolation. Every nutrient affects another. And when you throw high-dose zinc into the mix without guidance, you're not just tinkering with testosterone, you're gambling with your entire hormonal foundation. So what should a man over 60 actually take? Let's shift gears and talk about safer, science-backed alternatives, nutrients that support your energy, blood flow, and vitality without wrecking your internal balance. After everything you've just learned, you might be wondering, so what can I actually take? The answer isn't about taking more, it's about taking smarter. At this stage of life, your body isn't as forgiving. What worked in your 30s and 40s might now backfire in your 60s and 70s. That's why the goal isn't to load up on random pills, it's to support your body with the right nutrients in the right form at the right time. Let's start with vitamin D. If you've been taking high doses without testing, stop immediately. Instead, get a simple blood test called the 25-hydroxy-vitamin D test. It will tell you your exact levels. If you're low, aim for 1,000 to 2,000 IU per day, preferably D3 with K2. Vitamin K2 helps direct calcium into your bones and away from your arteries, protecting your circulation. And whenever possible, try to get natural sunlight. 15 to 20 minutes a day can make a big difference, especially in the morning when your hormones are most active. Next up, vitamin B12. Unless you're vegan, have gut absorption issues, or your doctor confirms a deficiency, you likely don't need extra B12. If you do supplement, choose methylcobalamin, the natural, active form your body can use immediately. And skip the megadose shots or energy drinks. A modest 500 micrograms dose a few times a week is plenty for most seniors. Now let's talk calcium. The best source of calcium? Food. Leafy greens like kale and bok choy, fish with bones like sardines, and almonds are excellent options. These deliver calcium in balance with magnesium and other cofactors, reducing the risk of arterial buildup. If you're worried about bone health, focus on weight-bearing exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate vitamin K2 and magnesium before reaching for a supplement. Only use calcium pills if your doctor finds a real deficiency, and even then, stick to low doses. As for zinc, don't fall into the more is better trap. If your testosterone is low, test your zinc levels first, along with copper, magnesium, and vitamin D. If supplementation is needed, use a balanced formula that contains no more than 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc, ideally paired with 1 to 2 milligrams of copper to avoid imbalance. Better yet, get zinc from food, oysters, pumpkin seeds, grass-fed beef, and chickpeas are excellent sources that won't wreck your mineral balance. Here's the key shift: stop treating supplements like magic bullets. Instead, treat them like precision tools. Use them only when there's a need, and always with the big picture in mind. Most men don't need 15 different pills a day. They need better habits, smarter nutrition, and targeted support guided by testing, not marketing. And remember, your body's needs will change as you age. What worked last year might not work today. That's why annual blood testing is one of the smartest health habits you can adopt. It's not about fear, it's about control. In the final section, I'll tie everything together and show you the bigger lie about supplements that no one's talking about. Here's the hard truth no one wants to say out loud. Just because a supplement is sold over the counter doesn't mean it's safe for you, especially after 60. Somewhere along the way, We started believing that if something came in a bottle and had natural on the label, it must be good for us. But nature isn't always gentle. And when it comes to your body, your heart, your hormones, your manhood, stacking random vitamins without real guidance is like playing chemistry in the dark. The supplement industry is a $170 billion machine. It thrives on fear, on insecurity, on clever labels that promise more energy, better focus, stronger performance. But here's the part they don't tell you. Your body isn't a 30-year-old body anymore. It processes nutrients differently. It holds on to things longer. It responds more slowly and sometimes more dangerously. What you've been told to trust, those health pills in your cabinet, might actually be the very reason you feel tired, foggy, numb, or flat. And that's the most dangerous part. These changes don't happen overnight. They sneak in gradually. One day you're skipping a workout, the next you're sleeping worse, feeling colder, less connected, less alive. And all the while, you're popping the same pills that are supposed to make you feel better. But you don't have to guess anymore. Get tested. Ask questions. Take supplements based on your needs, not the label's promises. Focus on food first. Choose forms your body can actually use. And always remember, health doesn't come in a pill. It comes from understanding how your body works and giving it exactly what it needs. If this video opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a brother, a father, a husband. Leave a 1 in the comments if any of this hit home, and if you've had your own experience with supplement side effects, drop it below. You could help someone else catch the warning signs early. And if you want more honest, science-backed videos like this, without the hype, without the fluff, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the conversation. Because the older we get, the more we realize health is power. And you deserve to own yours fully. Take care of yourself, and thanks for watching.